Hi everyone, welcome to video number 7 of this series of EFT Tapping FAQs answered. I'm Jenny Clift. I'm on a mission to get EFT out to as many musicians and stage performers as I can. So today's video is all about how can EFT specifically help musicians, actors, actresses, people up on stage, and the answer is in so many different ways. Now, given that EFT is emotional freedoms techniques, and what we're trying to do here is, if you like, disconnect the difficult or uncomfortable emotions that we have around situations, beliefs, memories, the different things that are stopping us from being, doing and having what we want, then there are some situations which are kind of obvious. So a big one for many people is auditions and castings and that kind of situations, maybe competitions, things like that, where we're on the line, we're being asked to prove ourselves, there's a lot at stake. So that kind of thing, of course, as we all know, that brings up a lot of nerves, fear, self-doubt, worry, anxiety, you name it, it brings it up. And EFT is fabulous for this. It can be used beforehand. So a few days before, we're tapping along saying things like, even though I'm terrified about this audition coming up, I love and accept myself, and all the kind of things going on. I've used it, for example, in the past, after an audition I didn't pass, and I was so upset. I was really, really unhappy, and I tapped away all the kind of beliefs that it made me think about. I'm not good enough, it's never going to happen. So those kind of thoughts as well we can clear with tapping. So that's one big area where it's really useful. Another one is good old-fashioned stage fright. So just the anxiety, and that's, once again, we've got thoughts and emotions, we've also got physical sensations. Now, I remember when I was young and asking teachers, what can I do about this part, my heart's pounding or my bow's shaking, things like that. And teachers saying things like breathe and think calm and everything. And none of it actually helped at the time. Breathing, of course, is always recommendable, but it didn't really help me with the fear. And tapping is, again, you can tap on such specific things. So you can tap on, even though I get sweaty palms and I can't shift on the violin, I love and accept myself completely. And then you go around saying, these sweaty palms, my palms are sweating, I'm going to slip off the fingerboard. Or if you're a pianist, I'm going to slip off the keys. You can use it just like that, and it's so specific. And remember, it's going always towards that fight or flight reaction, that fear, or those different emotions that are coming up. And so it brings down the stress levels. And saying it out loud, acknowledging these things, sweaty palms or beating heart, it doesn't increase them. On the contrary, you're kind of honoring it and allowing yourself to move through it. So that's another place. As I've already touched on a little bit, you've got all these kind of limiting beliefs. So the I'm not good enough, it has to be perfect, I'm never going to make this happen, this person is better than me, this person is worse than me, I struggles with colleagues or with these kind of things. So all these kind of beliefs that we form, and we form because we've seen things happen in the past, or we're just saying it to ourselves, we've heard different people tell us different things. We can, anything which is not helping us, we can dissolve those beliefs. So again, we're tapping and we're saying things like, it has to be perfect, I can't get on stage and play if it's not perfect, oh but my God, I'm not perfect. So things like this, bringing down the emotions involved, bringing down and allowing ourselves to take on new beliefs which are more helpful as we move forward. What else? There's some unlikely things. I remember working on technique using EFT. For example, I had my bow arm. At one point in my life, I was studying with a teacher, and he spent, I'd say, probably about 2 years telling me to keep my bow arm up a little bit. And I couldn't. Every class I would lift it up and then back it would go, and I'd be playing like this, which was not correct. So then I did some tapping around this, and I tapped on, even though I can't keep my bow arm up, I love and accept myself. And then out came all these kind of ideas, like it didn't feel safe. I felt vulnerable that this was up here. And I mean, it sounds crazy, but they're kind of things that are floating around in our consciousness, and tapping on them, clearing them, all this fear that I'm going to get hurt. And after that, the very next lesson I went to, my teacher said, I think maybe your bow arm's a little high this week. And so, which was amazing. So I was able to sort of set it somewhere in the middle there. So technique's great. I've tapped on, even though I can't play fast enough, and things like that. Injuries are a great one. EFT is used a lot for sports people. And with injuries, it's an interesting one. I've worked with people who, for example, have shoulder problems. And we can work on different levels here. We work on what it might mean for us. So that, you know, the whole idea of, if this goes on, I'm going to get debilitated, I won't be able to earn a living. So all these kind of things. But we can also tap directly on the pain. So we can say, this shoulder pain at an 8, if I'm thinking about that scale of 1 to 10, or it's this stabbing pain in my back, or if it's another kind of injury, you know, all this pain in my knee, and I won't be able to. Or the other day I was tapping with an actress, a singer, and she was losing her voice. So we tapped on that, and all kinds of amazing things came out about the kind of associations, the fears and doubts that there were there. So technique, injuries, one huge thing, and this is the final one I'll talk about now, is money. And our whole profession, the whole starving artist thing, the whole irregularity of work and opportunities, dealing with the ups and downs, and all the fears that we have about money, maybe asking for money, receiving. There's all these kind of things that, and this of course is not just for musicians and performers, but this is a big one for just about everyone. So in line with what Gary Craig, the founder of EFT, said about it, try it on anything. And that's what I love about this work, because I start working with someone, we tap about one thing, it turns into something else, we clear that, and it's just so exciting to see how we can move forward by using this technique. So I would love to hear from you now, and what I'm doing is having conversations with people. I have a list of questions and ask people to rate on a scale of 1 to 10. How important is this for you? How much of a challenge is this for you? How much doubt do you have in this area, or fear? And so if you would like to have this conversation with me, and I think you can gain a lot of clarity. What kind of things are stopping you? What kind of things would help to clear? So I would love to hear from you. If you could put in the comments below, I'll get in touch with you and we could have a conversation. So I hope this was interesting and useful. Let me know, and I'll be making more videos in the future. So thanks very much for watching this.